Good morning and welcome to the Better Thyself version of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. We often see people as successful or unsuccessful. Whether we are successful or unsuccessful depends on two things. A, do we consider ourselves to be successful? Secondly, how do others perceive us to be successful? And it's important to understand how others perceive us to be so. What we are, we are. So how do we change the perception of others that they consider us to be successful? Successful is always in the eye of the beholder, and the beholder is the other person. So the main job is harnessing those valuable habits. And that can't be done right away. It has to be done over time. That actually transform how you feel about yourself. That's one part. But much more important, how others perceive you as successful or not. And you can be sure the people who are successful were not necessarily born the most beautiful, the most charming, the most talented, or into the highly educated families. They inculcated this art of being successful. But before that, they inculcated the art of believing in themselves. The purpose is to enable you increase your self-confidence at work. And let me tell you that the confidence can be learned. And people who tell you that's all about faking till you make it are misleading you. Faking is never helpful. What is helpful is harnessing the valuable habits that actually transform you, and transform you not just about how you feel about yourself, but transform you how others would perceive you. So, in case you want to impress a colleague, a boss, a vendor, a date, an interviewee, these practices, which I'm going to tell you, these habits, or other confidence hacks, I'll call them, will help you go further and faster. First, I would say, puff it up. Confident people don't contract their bodies. Often when you're unsure of yourself, then you try to some other restrict your physical form. Your posture subconsciously reflects your psyche. When you're not confident, you slump your shoulders, you cross your legs, and make up your body in a way to take as little space as possible. The confident people, and if you want to be confident, take more physical space. And taking more physical space is commanding. You can boost your body language by just sitting or standing steady, crossing your arm over the empty chair next to you, or even by adding a simple shoulder back, chin up, and smile. I mean, if you're sitting up, your shoulders are up, your chest is up, as the army people tell you, and with your chin up and you are smiling as if you're the Lord of the world, people will start accepting you as the Lord of the world. These adjustments go a long way in projecting poise. In other words, allow yourself to be visible. If all others are slouching and you are erect, you are visible. And when you are visible, others notice you. And noticing you is the first step towards thinking you to be a better person. That changes their perception. Now, second hack would be use your words very wisely. Just like physical posture, What comes out of your mouth is equally important. Now, consider the difference between these two statements. These are the two managers talking about a new project, and one might beam with all the command. Yes, I'm managing project X. I'm excited for the new challenge, and I'm enjoying recruiting the most skilled team members. We have got a great foundation in place. Well, you are impressed. He's excited. His excitement is being transferred to you. The other manager says, right now, new project is mine. This is an X project. The whole thing is new, but it's daunting. And when he is saying daunting, you can be sure that he is not having confidence in himself. I hope I can find the right people because it's a bare bones right now. And then he makes a nervous ha 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 laugh. Who do you think will relaunch the project unsuccessfully? And whose project would be a great success? Whose team would you like to be on? Naturally, the first one, who has confidence, who's optimistic, who is a go-getter. His words are infectious, and infection spreads, good or bad, you can't help it. So along with the body language, the words used are equally important. I remember, I was reading way back when I was a kid, a book called In Conversations with Swami Vivekananda. And Vivekananda writes in that book, actually he was giving a talk at Belur Math, and he said, Indians do not know how to write, how to speak. They use too many verbs, and using those verbs like is, are, am, intransitive verbs, not the real verbs, weakens the style of language and shows the weakness of the man. If you use proper words as verbs, that strengthens you. So that was one thing. But then on the whole, the point is affirmative language goes a long way. Use of the words I can, I'm going to, as Trump said, make America great. These are affirmative words. But if you say, and 99.9% say these stupid words, I'll try, I think, I don't know. Then they start humming. I've seen, leaders saying, they're giving a speech and they're talking, and then they say, like that. I mean, say even our Prime Minister does it. That shows a lack of confidence. That shows a lack of certainty. If you feel uncertain, you can still use certainty in language. Don't show your uncertainty. And if you suffer from that, then speak slowly. Don't rush your words out. Force yourself if you have to, but don't be afraid to take pauses. Pauses help strengthen your command. People are waiting for that. And when the people are waiting for that, that's important. So the first thing is sit or stand erect. Your body language should use as much physical space as possible. Your chin be up, the body language, and your physical. Second is using your words affirmatively, positively, and then, be front and fast. Have you ever noticed in any meeting, in any event of a decent size, that the back seats are filled up first? Why? Because people don't have confidence in themselves. And you would also notice people plod around, walking aimlessly. When you walk fast, people are attracted towards you. So walk 25% faster, I would say that, to begin with. Appear engaged, appear influential, appear busy, and be a front seater. The people who are the back seat remain at the back. People who are the front seaters come to the front. If not today, maybe tomorrow. And then nix the negativity. There's the fourth one. Don't have negative attitudes. Long back, about 5 years back, I was at an airport and a flight delay was announced. And I saw another person. He interrogated a crew member and huffed and puffed all the way around the gate. I was surprised. He looked to be professional, but his lack of composure was a bit on the top. Now, flight is being delayed. It is being delayed. You can't help it. There can be 1,001 reasons. But if you lose your and become impatient, you lose your patience, and you walk around cornering everybody who is wearing a uniform as if he is the man responsible, you show lack of self-control. When you cruise a positive path, other people will often rise to meet you there. They'll want to be more like you. Optimism, affirmative attitudes are not naive. They are a sign of leadership and they are a sign of success. And the fifth and the last hack, ask. Asking for what you want is terribly underrated. People think if you're asking for something, it's bad. No. It's a shame, as a matter of fact, how many opportunities you let slip by simply because you did not ask. Don't forget, no opportunity is ever lost. It's somebody else who's taking it up. Opportunity is there. Whether you take it or somebody else takes it. So if there's a job at hand and you don't ask for it, how would you get it? Sleeping cats don't eat flies. So whether you are asking for a window table at a restaurant, whether you are asking for a raise in salary, or you are asking a co-worker to lower the volume on their headphones, asking is always assertive. And being assertive is a sign of successful men. Being assertive is a sign of the people who matter. People respect the people who are assertive. So dial it up where it feels fair, and when you win, don't feel guilty for a second. It's only the weak people, the weaklings who feel guilty. We are more in control of our projection of confidence than you might think. And when we consciously create what we have seen, we forge the future we hope for. And the future you hope for can be forged by you if you are assertive and others perceive you to be a leader. The perception of others is equally important. So the 5 hacks that I have been telling you that can make others perceive you for the better. First is the confidence, which you may not be born with, but you can learn it. Impress your body languages with a positive way. And body language means don't contract your bodies. Use affirmative language. Ask questions. Walk up, walk faster. Make yourself visible. Make your presence felt. And if you do that, you'll be successful. And you see, this is a very complex human situation. When you are successful, you feel the success within you, and you transmit that feeling to the others, and others feel you to be successful. You look successful, you feel successful. You may be successful and you may not feel successful. That's a failure. As I said, success is not only what you perceive about that, but what others perceive about you. And for others to perceive you, you have got to be assertive, you have got to be affirmative, and most important, you have got to be authentic. Until and unless you're authentic, all this affirmativeness, all this positive attitude, all this show of the body language would ultimately be seen as a faking attitude. And faking can be helpful for a few minutes, for a few days, for a few months, but it cannot be there forever. You can fake it for some time, for some people, but you can't fake it for all the people all the time. No. Be authentic, be affirmative. Let your body language show your capability. Let your words speak. The words that you speak show how successful you are, commanding, and still don't be afraid to ask questions. Believe me, others will feel you to be much more successful than even what you are. Thank you.